So, as we talk about William Shakespeare, William Shakespeare is still here with us. Not in the manner of communication, but in many ways. है ना? I think everybody of us, you students, the teachers, I, sir, ma'am, Sanjeev sir, we all love movies. Have you heard the name of Shah Rukh Khan? Shah Rukh Khan, is it right? I tell you, Shah Rukh Khan's career is actually given by William Shakespeare, if in a way we think of, right? So I think you might have watched a movie called Dar. There's a movie Dar, you know. So it has been a kind of archetype. It has been a kind of a patron, in literature and stories and dramas, that if a person will be completely good or completely bad. But it was William Shakespeare who said no, no one can be completely bad or completely good, right? Everybody has kind of a mixture. The mind is madness. Everybody, a very good person can be brutal, and a very villainous person can be, very human. You call it a human sensitivity he might have, right? So I just refer to this movie called Dar. It was the first movie where there was not a villain, rather an anti-hero. The hero is Sunny Deol, but Shah Rukh Khan is not a villain, he is an anti-hero. And you must mark the difference in hero and anti-hero, the villain and anti-hero, right? And it was the movie, Shah Rukh Khan with his performance impresses the audience so much that he was liked much more than the hero himself, the person we call Sunny Deol. It was a landmark in the career of Shah Rukh Khan. This anti-hero quality, the blueprint of this quality has been given by William Shakespeare, right? So there are so many ways we can refer to William Shakespeare, which has a direct impact on our lives. So I tell you some interesting facts about William Shakespeare, that he was a son of a poor glove maker. His father was like an ordinary, laborer kind of person, and he never went to a university. He never had a formal education, but he was very much, willing to earn respect, money, and status, and that's why he joined Globe Theatre. There was a hall theatre. Now we call it cinema halls, right? Big screens and all that. But live performances were given there, and it was Globe Theatre, we say. And this Globe Theatre, by the end of his life, he had a stake on it. He was one of the partners of Globe Theatre. So William Shakespeare, contributed so much to the world of drama, and he has so much insight into human psychology too. He never read so many books like Ben Jonson, or you call Marlowe or Peele or Green. These were the university wits, well-read people, right? And one of the university wits, whose name is Green, his surname is Green, he said that he's an upstart crow. अपस्टार्ट क्रो गांव की भाषा में बोलते हैं, सर जानते होंगे, जो अपने गांव के चैत या बोरा. He was criticized a lot, है ना? He is also called an imitator, that you have copied the things from other materials, right? And then you have put them on the stage. But this man never criticized anyone. He was so resilient, he was so hardworking that he never quit working. And he was a practical man also. He was a survivor of plague. At the time of, there was a moment in the history of England when there were so many, attacks of plague, Black Death and all that. And in the time of William Shakespeare, plague attacked England again. The theaters and, the common places were closed, like COVID, and this person was not able to earn his livelihood. Then he turns back to poem writing. So primarily he was not a poet, he was a dramatist, he was a playwright, but then, as the occasion, initiates him, he becomes a poet. So you can relate yourself to William Shakespeare because he was a person like you. What should we learn from him? That his father was like ours and he came from the humble background like us. But he worked so much hard, he was so resilient, he was so consistent, right? That he kept on working on his fundamental, what do you call it? He had a talent to create poems and dramas and all that, and he keeps on working on that. And I would say that a scholar is much lower a status to this man of wisdom we call William Shakespeare. He has written on madness. He has written on ambition, jealousy. He has written on several human emotions. And when you read William Shakespeare, then you get to know that how far he reaches to the human psychology. So dear students, I would like you to say now that commit yourself to the work you are doing like William Shakespeare, and William Shakespeare can be a big inspiration, big motivation for you. And I would like to tell you कि मैं संजीव सर का स्टूडेंट ही हूँ भाई, जैसे आप स्टूडेंट हैं मैं भी सर का स्टूडेंट रहा हूँ और आज अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, और मैं आपको ये शर्त के साथ कह सकता हूँ कि गुड़गांव से पहले किसी बढ़िया स्कूल में हो सकता है कि विलियम शेक्सपियर के नाम पे कुछ सेलिब्रेट किया जा रहा हो, नहीं तो इस इलाके में कहीं नहीं मिलेगा. एंड दिस इज़ योर प्लेस दैट वेयर वी सेलिब्रेट इट. इसके पीछे रीज़न है, इसके पीछे कारण है, बिकॉज I have told you that this person has an ingenious capacity to see ideas, and this small incident is going to impact your lives a lot. And I would say sir ki guidance mein, under his supervision and guidance, you are going to come up with flying colors. Thank you very much.